Oh my goodness, can you imagine not being able to tell that story right away when you got back down the mountain? Oh, they had to wait. And I've always wondered about that. Why did Jesus not want them to go and tell right away? And this is where I am right now on answering that. I believe that they were mid-hike. I believe that they were going to continue that hike down into the deepest, darkest valley. And then they were going to reach another mountaintop, even more glorious, on Resurrection Day. Then they could tell the story. So now, I invite us to go on a third hike. You get to pick this hike. You get to pick the place. You get to pick the season. For this hike, you have permission to close your eyes. It's okay if you fall asleep. Now, for some of you, that might not be like some other Sunday. And that's okay too, because what parent does not adore watching their sleeping child in their arms? And so our heavenly parent is glad for you to fall asleep in her house, knowing that you are safe in this place. This hike is a prayer. It is a time to listen for God. As songwriter Carrie Newcomer wrote, there are 1,000 ways to kneel and touch the ground. So let us go on a prayer hike. Let us go out to pray. Perhaps your mountain is as storied as Mount Sinai, which was actually mentioned in the Epic of Gilgamesh, and whose dewy hillsides and cypress trees are spoken of and mentioned in our own Bible's history and poetry and prophets. Or maybe Mount Tabor, which appears like a granite outcropping, and its name means navel or belly button. It was a place of many great Old Testament battles. Perhaps that will remind you of places like Kennesaw Mountain in Georgia, with its own stories to tell. Maybe the mountain you choose is an outcropping of granite in Georgia, upon whose face Civil War heroes have been carved. Or maybe the mountain you are choosing is an alpine slope not covered with snow, but with flowers of springtime. Pick your mountain. Pick your season. Are you on a spring hike canopied with light first green leaves of spring? Or are you on a summer hike in search of pools of cool water? Maybe you're on a fall hike with golden leaves falling all around. Or a winter hike bedazzled with ice. Pick your season. Pick your traveling companion. I used to hike with my dog BB, and she embodied joy and energy, and she didn't distract me with words. Pick your companion, or no companion at all. Maybe today it is just you and God. Lace up your walking shoes and pack your bag. What are your favorite hiking snacks? You drive to the base of the mountain and you step out of your car. You open the trunk and take out your bag. Don't forget the water, or maybe do and trust that water will be provided for you along the way. You make your way to the trailhead and you read the sign there. You notice the twists and turns of the trail, the elevation at the beginning and at the end. Maybe there are notes on that sign about what you can expect to see? Deer? Bears? Oak leaves, fir trees, saguaro cactus. What do you see? Set your foot or your wheels on the trail. What do you hear? The crunch of gravel, the rustle of leaves, silence of rubber on asphalt. What do you feel? A bit of unsteadiness with shifting sands, the springiness of a deep ocean floor, the wind in your face, anticipation, curiosity, a bit of worry. What do you hear? What do you feel? Now you are partway up the mountain, and you can no longer see where you came from. Let's stop here. What do you see? What do you hear? What do you smell? What do you taste? Maybe it's the salt of your own sweat on your lips. Maybe you feel hungry, thirsty. It's time for water and that snack you packed. Bend down and touch the ground. Reach out and feel the moss or the tree trunk. Look up. Do you feel big or small? Is the sky blue or gray? What has come to mind on your walk? Has a memory come to mind? Are you full of gratitude and wonder? Have you thought about something you want to do? Something you want to learn more about? Why are the leaves on the lower trees bigger than the ones on the higher ones? Have you thought about someone you want to call or text when you get back in the reach of cell phone service? Did you remember to pack a notebook? If so, pull it out and write those thoughts down or draw a picture. No notebook? No matter. Maybe you want to sing a song. Is it a sad song? Is it a marching song? Is it a grateful song? Okay. Break time is over. We have to get to the top of the mountain before sunset. Perhaps your body is starting to feel tired and a little bit hot. The sun is right over your head and the shadows are short. You keep going for the sake of the summit, for the view you can have when you get away from it all, for the sense of your own power you get from enduring the climb, for the word that awaits you at the top of the mountain. What is the highlight of this part of the climb for you? Is it a deeper conversation with your traveling companion? A waterfall that pours over the ridge? The waxy leaf of galax and the blossom of trillium that edge the path? Now you are there. The next step will be downhill, so we stop and we stay a while. And in the staying and the waiting, perhaps more than the climbing, there is a gift, a vision, something to take back down to the valley with you, a word. Listen, it says, listen. You are mine, my beloved. With you I am well pleased. Take this word down the mountain with you. Hold it in your heart. You will need it, for the hike is not over. There are many hills and valleys ahead for you. Press this memory like a wildflower in the pages of a book to be discovered by some next generation. Speak it to the next person you meet, and the next and the next. Trust it like Jesus did in the wilderness of temptation and in the valley of the shadow of death. Listen, you are mine. I will not leave or forsake you. And others will say, when all your breath has been reunited with the eternal breath, truly you belonged to God. Truly you were God's beloved child. Truly, with you, God was well pleased. Friends, you may open your eyes if you wish. We have one last hike to take. On our last hike, we get to go with the poet Mary Oliver. This is her poem, When I Am Among the Trees, from her collection called Thirst. When I am among the trees, especially the willows and the honey locust, equally the beech and the oaks and the pines, they give off such hints of gladness. I would almost say that they save me, and daily. I am so distant from the hope of myself, in which I have goodness and discernment, and never hurry through the world, but walk slowly and bow often. Around me, the trees stir in their leaves and call out, stay a while. The light flows from their branches, and they call again. It's simple, they say. And you too have come into the world to do this, to go easy and to be filled with light and to shine.